Greetings, fellow Salt Ancestors, and welcome to another video on solo RPGs. I will go back to covering individual game next video, but today is the month of February, and it is a very important month in the crowdfunding world of tabletop RPGs, which sounds super niche. But it all started, I'll say several years ago, I don't know, early 2020 maybe, unclear. Kickstarter decided to create what they call Zine Quest. So they used the month of February to really push their indie creators to put up their projects in February, and they did a lot of sort of hype driving, lots of marketing to bring people's attention to the different TTRPG zines that were being produced. If you're wondering what a zine usually looks like this. It's a tiny little book, usually containing a game, a single self-contained affair, although it does sometimes include supplements, so it sort of depends. But that is a zine, usually subtle stitch, simple affair. Again, they can go from lavishly produced to simple, and some of them have a very beautiful cover. This one's coming to a review near you very soon. Anyway, so I really enjoy zines, especially for solo play. I don't find that I have a tendency to run like big never-ending campaigns playing by myself. Some exceptions do arise every now and then. But generally speaking, I like smaller games, little world to explore, little adventures, create a character, move on to the next thing. And so I find that Zine Month is a good time for me to check this out. I also like different mechanic. So for example, Termium that I've already covered, very different kind of experience came out of that. As did Apothecaria, which I maintain remains one of the best solo experience, produced. So very fun of Zine Quest is something I like to keep an eye out every year, and I want to bring it to you. So it started off with Kickstarter, encouraging people to do this. Then 1 year, I think it was 2 years, 3 years ago, unclear. Again, I'm sorry, I don't have the full history lesson. They decided to move the month of Zine Quest to August, which the indie community didn't love because a lot of them had timed their year and their product planning on a February crowdfunding project, which gave birth to what we now call Zine Month. Zine Month is basically an unofficial aggregated list of what they call Zemo projects, so Zine Month. So this was sort of like the counterculture to Kickstarter's unilateral decision to move it. Then a lot of indie creators said, cool, fine, we'll do our own thing, we'll just use different platforms, which then gave birth to Tabletop Nonstop Content Creator Spotlight of Crowdfunder. None of this history matter. What only matters now is that even Kickstarter went back to doing it in February. And so February, all crowdfunding platforms are looking jam-packed with zines. Really fun zines. Now, not all of them are solo playable. Not all of them are self-contained game. Actually, you'll probably find a lot of D&D modules or supplements. So it does require a little bit of shopping, but I do like some window shopping if nothing else. And I find that I'm always at least discovering a couple projects of interest. So I just wanted to take this opportunity in early February to show you how to look at this. Again, I will put these links in the description below. But just to give you an idea, I'll start with this page here, which is the unofficial list of Zemo projects. So this list is generated by different indie creators. So once you list something up on the platform, you submit your project to this webpage, and then you provide all the links, and eventually gets uploaded, which generate this list. Not every creator does this, meaning that of course it is an unofficial, incomplete, user-created list. But it's a good aggregator to start. You will notice that not all of these are, of course, solo playable because it is Zine Month. It is not solo Zine Month. So it requires a little bit of looking and seeing what catches your eyes. But there is a lot of variety in the type of gaming experience, in the type of system, the type of settings. There's many of them. As you can see, we have like 6 pages right now of potential games. Very interesting. So I'm not going to open these. I'm not going to go through these. First of all, it's part of the fun as far as I'm concerned. And second, there's frankly way too many of them. But I wanted to show you this list first because it will have projects across all crowdfunding platforms. But not all projects will be there, but it's a good aggregator. Then if we look at Zine Quest on Kickstarter and we go to Discover, all the way at the bottom, we have Zine Quest, which is the first filter. And then we can put a little filter here to say we want to look at live projects. Here we go. And these are the projects that are currently live. Again, more will come as the month advances, but you can tell just from this, we have very different type of cover art. So pick your own path adventure book. That seems interesting and sounds solo playable. Usually, not that you can always tell 100%, but you can usually tell from just a little descriptor if it's likely to be solo playable or not. So dungeon card for any fantasy TTRPG, that's cool, but it'll just be a dungeon creator, so you would need a system to make that work, right? So from that one thing, I know that I'm probably not into it. But see if you go here, Groton, one bit deeper, we're looking at solo co-op with or without GM. So again, GM less, good indicator usually. Sentai and Sensibility, Regency role-playing game and romance. Sorry. Again, I love this time of year for just completely random topics and tiny fables. Adventure collection for Mouse Ritter? Okay, now I'm tempted. I love Mouse Ritter. Not technically solo playable, solo friendly enough, and it is a zine. Sorry, I had it here because I have a stack of zine, but Mouse Ritter is fun. Sorry, I said I was not going to discuss specific project, but I just want to show you just how many there are, the variety of theme, of cover art. What is that? Sci-fi role-playing in post-Soviet Poland. Wow, that's interestingly oddly specific. When lore, witchcrafting TTRPG for 1 to 4 player. So that might be something that I would look into. Again, you know your taste best, but the idea is Kickstarter remains the major crowdfunding platform, but they do take more money than most, which means that the smaller creators, especially during the month of Feb, because again, while most people look at Kickstarter first when they search projects, in February, they do have that aggregator website over here to direct traffic to their project. And places like Crowdfunder also have their own spotlight, which they call Tabletop Nonstop. So that is a little bit more generic. So it's not just TTRPG, like you'll see actually right up here, we have more of a board game, it seems. I mean, if you're watching this channel, I'm assuming that you're not board game adverse. So that could actually be interesting on 2 fronts all at once. So, so if we go to Crowdfunder, Tabletop Nonstop, very easy to find also, you will see another list of projects. And as you can see, lots and lots to discover. And I will leave you to discover it on your own because I've already been talking about 7 minutes about how you can spend your money on the hope of a project. Honestly, I've never been disappointed by any projects that I have backed. I mean, were they all the best experience I've ever had? No, but they were all original. They were all very unique. And it's just very fun to watch this opportunity for individual creators to come forward with something that's really out there, something that doesn't seem viable for a mass market, but can reach its audience and bring a smile to our tables. And on that positive note, I'll leave you to check this out. Again, links will be below. Have a very, very good day.